See, I've been in here for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? And I see niggas, they like to talk a lot. They like to claim leadership. They like to claim this and that. You know what I'm saying? They like to be above what they really is and have authority. But they don't really need that authority. They don't really know what to do with that leadership. You understand? You hold hands with this boy, your ass need to stop it. Ass shit, give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up and serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. See, everybody ain't with all that peace talk. Everybody ain't with all that little bygone be. Boy, your ass need to stop it. Ass shit, the props. It's about to get serious. Boy, when they hit us with dope and kill us with crack, where the fuck with your leaders? I'm curious. He cashed out on your blood, traded you in and bought a new biz. Ask you the prophets, I tell you the scheme. If you don't wake up, you gon' die in your dreams. I tell you once, won't tell you no more. I swear these crackers try to kill us slow. Just spoke to a nigga and fed he up for parole. Because of the COVID, it feel like the host in this world that don't go together. Nowhere is gold in the ghetto. I'm in the city blazing with my niggas. Just told the devil the score never settled. Yeah, see the prophets. I'm tired of these niggas keep talking about, you know, you respect my religion, I respect your religion. Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass need the props. You know, like we all come together. Cause you know, they say God so loved the world. God so loved the world, and know boy, your ass need to stop it, ass need the props. Don't give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. Hey, gentlemen, y'all, we don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up. You know what I'm saying? Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass shit. Oh, I'm with step, I'm solid for show. For the fake niggas, stay silent, I got it, let's go, let's go. I ain't taking no loss, ain't no token when we got the flow. Ain't no peace, just play with your own. I'ma be loyal to the right arm. Tell him we can't keep it slate. And I can never let bygone be bygone. Got your baby mother on high, your baby pants through the fire. Ask you the prophets, that baby soul belong to the Lord. How dare you abort it? Devil will fail you, bitch, I can afford it. I prepare slaughter, you bring me my water. Plus your leaders weak, let them lies slip through their teeth. Their ass need to stop it, ass need the prophets.
That's just the reality, Christians. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings. I know your pastor lied to you every Sunday for 30 years, but that's what the church is for, lying. That's why they exist, to lie the money out of your pockets.
Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass need to give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga.
See, y'all think it's just about us in here, but this is about an oppressive, fucked up system designed to keep niggas down and shit. Y'all wouldn't know nothing about that. What about you, little nigga? You know about that?
Yes.
Oh, you know about that? Tell me what you know about that. Tell me what you think about that.
I turn up when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Light-skinned nigga, you gon' find me in the field. House niggas looking at a nigga like chill. I go hard when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Light-skinned nigga, find me in the field. I don't give a fuck how a house nigga feel. Belly of the beast, we been living in hell. They like, damn Kai, how could you tell? Put us in the project, set us up to fail. Round here, bullets be flying like hell. Too many of my niggas either dead or in jail. Make a nigga work when you locked in a cell. Can't find work when you out on bail, but your homie got the work, so we passed you a scale. Got them birds like the Bible got quail. Niggas selling out cause they mama got bills. Turn into coons like Oprah and Gail. How you sell your soul just to get a little kale? They put you in a dress when you get a record deal. Wanna see a nigga getting high on pills? You can dance on a pole, you can sell that tail, but they never tell a nigga that he can go to Yale. We all created equal, that's white males. All lives matter, not black males. Another mother crying, another coffin got a nail. How many brothers out here got killed? How many of our sisters out here gotta heal? How many more caps gotta get peeled? We beef with each other so quick to pull the steel. George Zimmerman still alive and well. I turn up when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Light-skinned nigga, you can find me in the field. House niggas looking at a nigga like chill. I go hard when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Light-skinned nigga, find me in the field. I don't give a fuck how a house nigga feel. I turn up when it's real in the field. Feel. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Feel. Light-skinned nigga, you gon' find me in the field. Feel. House niggas looking at a nigga like chill. Chill. Yo, chill.
industrial complex is a system situated at the intersection of government and private interests. It uses prisons as a solution to social, political, and economic problems. It includes human rights violations, the death penalty, slave labor, policing, courts, the media, political prisoners, and the elimination of dissent.
They just want us to die in silence. They just want us to die in silence. They just want us to die in silence. I might start me a fucking riot. Slave rebellion, no compliance. They just want us to die in silence. They murder minds like they got a license. I pray for the coronavirus to kill all of these violent tyrants. They prey on us like they poaching lions. World War III's on the horizon. Black and Hispanics form alliance. From the west coast to the islands, this pressure is making diamonds. They've awakened sleeping giants. I turn up when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Light-skinned nigga, you can find me in the field. House niggas looking at a nigga like chill. I go hard when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Light-skinned nigga, find me in the field. I don't give a fuck how a house nigga feel. I turn up when it's real in the field. I don't give a fuck how a house nigga feel. But feel.
Nigga, did you just say what I was trying to say, but smarter? I like this little nigga.
One West, 12 tribes, UPK. Yeah. I'm a One West rapper, no half stepper. Cross that path at the camp, you know better. UPK, I'll die for those letters. I'll ride for those letters. The squad is forever. Ever since a nigga was young, I knew what I wanted. Knew that we could either be hunters or with the hunted. Meaning only choice was the predators or the prey. Shortest man wherever I was, but I didn't play. Then I started spitting, step fire at every stage. Rap gave a little bit of buzz, but it didn't stay. Then I started hustling, getting at some bread. I always went broke, making sure that my niggas fed. But then I looked for loyalty, niggas, they wasn't there. The same that I shed blood for, and it wasn't fair. Well, fuck it though, turn they back on a real nigga. It's when I found UPK and I'm still with them. Trill with them, cause I've been in the field with them. Fringed up garments, rocking the shield with them. I never turn traitor, I never let my colors fly. Never get my brother's book. I ain't like that other guy, nothing like them funny groups. They just better get in line. If you in the middle, you confused, you should pick a side. Me, I must stay loyal to the king till the day I die. I am One West, head beating in my chest. Fuck all the rest, we stayed, y'all left. Suckers ran scared, had to clean up y'all mess. That's why we took over, I can see that y'all stressed. We ain't got time to worry about no hater. My life is like a movie, should come with a narrator. They gather data, they wanna see us assimilated. Marching through the streets, know we coming, you hear our cadence. All you smell is Henny and frankincense is the fragrance. Cause I'm a One West rapper, no half stepper. Cross that path at the camp, you know better. UPK, I'll die for those letters, I'll ride for those letters. The squad is forever. I'm a One West rapper, no half stepper. Cross that path at the camp, you know better. UPK, I'll die for those letters, I'll ride for those letters. My squad is forever. It's forever. Squad is forever. When a nigga in this mode like I get so hyped, shining blinding like a strobe light. I'm my only calm, so I battle me back and forth nights. Like a bullfight, I see red charge and destroy Mike. Gave me foresight, so I know that winning the war might have them all tight. Fuck they feelings, cause they the soft type. I was always taught never turn your back on your brothers. Take on any enemy, know the strength in these numbers. UPK official, and ain't no coward among us. Don't make me go and bang with them sticks like I'm a drummer. How y'all gonna run with the style that we invented? You always talk the war was wild, but you never in it. All that coulda, shoulda, woulda. I see how you try to spin it. The way my soldiers move out, you think that we got evicted. It's One West in the building, we owning it while you renting. Lyrical exercise in the booth is my Planet Fitness. Words move you like calisthenics. Bars heavy, so when I bench it, I'm building up a hardcore. I flex when I'm finished. And right after a light workout, it's back to business. Group sick of UPK, cause we the illest. I got one question, will they ever stop hating? Waiting on this war so long, I'm salivating. Niggas turn bitch so strong, I call him Caitlyn. I get the green light, let's go, no hesitation. Y'all just been holding our spot like reservations. Now we back to work while you suckers still on vacation. Mixtape singles and even collaborations. They smiling in the face, but I know I see aggravation. You ain't got to hide it though, you fucking mighty cone. UPK bringing that heat, you know the fire's on. It's One West. cause I'm a One West rapper, no half stepper. Cross that path at the camp, you know better. UPK, I'll die for those letters. I ride for those letters, the squad is forever. One West rapper, no half stepper. Cross that path at the camp, you know better. UPK, I'll die for those letters. I ride for those letters, the squad is forever. It's forever. The squad is forever.
Yeah. Go ahead. Come on, West. Go ahead. Go ahead. Rockin' this shit. Yeah. Go ahead. Look, I keep it loyal to the T. UBK play for keeps. Ain't shit sweet. Got soldiers on deck, and my youngin' did a sweep. This a whole nother way. Tell him get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Nigga, come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. Man, this shit is too easy. I'm on gold, but they don't believe me. You know I'm winning with the team. Screaming Vinny, 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 Beach. Hear them devils screaming out bloody murder. I'm about to close the curtain. I'm on my grind, bitch, and work. Sorry, all them lies, it ain't working. Them niggas weak, cause they be churching. I'm a West nigga, that's for certain. If he cross the line, I'ma back up and I'ma hit his ass with this virus. And I come through 300 strong, 144 Leonidas. All my niggas we eat. I'm in this bitch with the Ibis. Say, all y'all do the street. Day all do the street. If a nigga made the wrong move, he make his ass out the league. He ain't one of us hit the league. He ain't one of us here preach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Look, I keep it loyal to the T. UBK play for keeps. Ain't shit sweet. Got soldiers on deck, and my youngin' did a sweep. This a whole nother wave. Tell him get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Nigga, come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat.
You see this look that's on my face, bitch, I'm for real with it. I hit the streets, put on my cleats, was in the field with it. You soft as cotton, just an actor, Uncle Phil with it. And then my target's on the move, but I can still hit it. Hey, I speak true cause it's necessary. Gullah Jack revolutionary. Cold on them like January. Commander General is a visionary. Soul food, no sweets. Your preacher man, he's sweet. Matter of fact, he weak. It's wartime for peace. Think you hard, nigga, you ain't. Fuck with us, nigga, you can't. You smart cars, we pace. We form up in ranks. We body bag this rap shit. All black, no bright shit. Real life, no cap, bitch. Fall on them, that's cap shit.
I keep it loyal to the T. UBK play for keeps. Ain't shit sweet. Got soldiers on deck, and my youngin' did a sweep. This a whole nother wave. Tell him get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Nigga, come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. Go ahead.
One West is to raise, son, that's where I came from. That is my A1s, I'm talking day one. Rest of these niggas out here is just fake, son. Look, you can hate, son, you cannot take, son. I've been in every hood out of my state, son. Out in these streets, I'm steady blazing. Looking to cut a nigga like I'm Jason. I am the one, this is the Matrix. Going so hard that they think I'm an agent. Going so hard that they said I'm a Mason. These are the facts, though, I'm just amazing. There is no other way that I could save them. I earn my spot, they'll never be vacant. These niggas lazy, they got complacent. They wanna level these fucking Caucasians. How the fuck we gonna rebuild our nation? You niggas feminine, go get some makeup. Sorry, but my love is only for Jacob. We had some hard days, we learned some hard ways. Always always. Just know that I pray that we get it out the dust. Only thing that I trust, knowing that my niggas gon' bust. That's thumbing up the rush, thinking that you won't get touched. Fuck when my brother get crushed, been through too much. Always come through in the clutch. Nigga just do what it does, fuck you thought shit was. Cause nigga it wasn't. Know that I do this a dozen. Always kept it 100. Niggas know I never stunning. And I keep shit running, even on the days when the pain keep coming, or a nigga fucked up and he feel like numbing. Show goes on, I just keep on drumming my faith. Even on the days I wanna break, saying how much could I take, still kept my faith. Even when these niggas act fake, even when it came like a snake, still kept my faith. Some days I ain't even wanna wake, some days that my heart had aches, still kept my faith. Even on the days I wanna.
You see this look that's on my face, bitch, I'm for real with it. I hit the streets, put on my cleats, was in the field with it. You soft as cotton, just an actor, Uncle Phil with it. And then my target's on the move, but I can still hit it. Hey, I speak true cause it's necessary. Gullah Jack revolutionary. Cold on them like January. Commander General is a visionary. Soul food, no sweets. Your preacher man, he's sweet. Matter of fact, he weak. It's wartime for peace. Think you hard, nigga, you ain't. Fuck with us, nigga, you can't. You smart cars, we takes. We form up in ranks. We buy the bag, this rap shit. All black, no bright shit. Real life, no cap, bitch. Fall on them, that's cap shit.
I keep it loyal to the T. UBK play for keeps. Ain't shit sweet, got soldiers on deck, and my youngins did a sweep. This a whole nother wave. Tell them get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us, he a breach. Nigga, come through all black Gullah Jack, man, all them niggas gon' retreat. Come through all black Gullah Jack, man, all them niggas gon' retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us, he a breach. Come through all black Gullah Jack, man, all them niggas gon' retreat. Go ahead.
One West is who raised, son, that's where I came from. That is my A1s, I'm talking day one. Rest of these niggas out here is just fake, son. Look, you can hate, son, you cannot take, son. I've been in every hood out of my state, son. Out in these streets, I'm steady blazing. Looking to cut a nigga like I'm Jason. I am the one, this is the Matrix. Going so hard that they think I'm an agent. Going so hard that they said I'm a Mason. These are the facts, though, I'm just amazing. There is no other way that I could stage them. Iron my spotted, they'll never be vacant. These niggas lazy, they got complacent. They wanna level these fucking Caucasians. How the fuck we gonna rebuild our nation? You niggas feminine, go get some makeup. Sorry, but my love is only for Jacob. We had some hard days, we learned some hard ways. Always, just know that I pray that we get it out the dust. Only thing that I trust, knowing that my niggas gon' bust. That's thumbing up the rush, thinking that you won't get touched. Fuck when my brother get crushed, been through too much. Always come through in the clutch. Nigga just do what it does, fuck you thought shit was. Cause nigga it wasn't. Know that I do this a dozen. Always kept it 100. Niggas know I never stunning. And I keep shit running, even on the days when the pain keep coming, or a nigga fucked up and he feel like numbing. Show goes on, I just keep on drumming my faith. Even on the days I wanna break, saying how much could I take, still kept my faith. Even when these niggas act fake, even when it came like a snake, still kept my faith. Some days I ain't even wanna wake, some days that my heart had aches, still kept my faith. Even on the days I wanna break, some days that my heart had aches, still kept my faith.
Dark days with no night vision, that's why my heart is a cave and there's ice in it. Don't even trust niggas no more, Lord is my witness. Me and these niggas ain't the same, it's a slight difference. Thought a nigga had my back, now it's a knife in it. But now I'm back at the back like it's the ninth finish. Still got the backpack packed in the back of the camp van. Taking any given chance to blaze on the white man. Son of Benjamin, born on the right hand. Never losing grip, I understand who I am. Met a man to show me the right path. Now I'm rooted in the truth, to rule is my plan. And I can never lose sight like an exam. Sharp as iron, I was forged by fireman. In the circle of life, how could I tell you, man? I was undesired, had no one. And then I met these men and it changed how I'm living. Their words was convicting, called that a life sentence. Now I need a witness, but no, I'm not Christian. My faith in these scriptures, man, not no religion, man. It's like Tazab, and I'm with my brother Katazab. Then you niggas too sweet like baklava. Niggas better not make a nigga bring them choppers out. Better pray for your health like the doctors out. Just be faithful, one day you'll be thankful. Wonder why they hate. grateful. Luckily, I got angels. I'm so thankful. Yes, I'm so thankful. Used to be ashamed, and even before I think,
still kept my faith. Even on the days I wanna break, saying how much could I take, still kept my faith. Even when these niggas act fake, even when it came like a snake, still kept my faith. Some days I ain't even wanna wake, some days that my heart had aches, still kept my faith. Even on the days I wanna break, some days that my heart had aches, still kept my faith.
Get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us, he a breach. Nigga, come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us, he a breach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Go ahead.
One West is who raised, son, that's where I came from. That is my A1s, I'm talking day one. Rest of these niggas out here is just fake, son. Look, you can hate, son, you cannot take, son. I've been in every hood out of my state, son. Out in these streets, I'm steady blazing. Looking to cut a nigga like I'm Jason. I am the one, this is the Matrix. Going so hard that they think I'm an agent. Going so hard that they said I'm a Mason. These are the facts, though, I'm just amazing. There is no other way that I could stay them. I earn my spot, it'll never be vacant. These niggas lazy, they got complacent. They wanna level these fucking Caucasians. How the fuck we gonna rebuild our nation? You niggas feminine, go get some makeup. Sorry, but my love is only for Jacob. We had some hard days, we learned some hard ways. Always, just know that I pray that we get it out the dust. Only thing that I trust, knowing that my niggas gon' bust. That's thumbing up the rush, thinking that you won't get touched. Fuck when my brother get crushed, been through too much. Always come through in the clutch. Nigga just do what it does, fuck you thought shit was. Nigga, it wasn't. Know that I do this a dozen. Always kept it 100. Niggas know I never stunning. And I keep shit running, even on the days when the pain keep coming, or a nigga fucked up and he feel like numbing. Show goes on, I just keep on drumming my faith. Even on the days I wanna break, saying how much could I take, still kept my faith. Even when these niggas act fake, even when it came like a snake, still kept my faith. Some days I ain't even wanna wake, some days that my heart had aches, still kept my faith. Even on the days I wanna break, some days that my heart had aches, still kept my faith.
Dark days with no night vision, that's why my heart is a cave and there's ice in it. Don't even trust niggas no more, Lord is my witness. Me and these niggas ain't the same, it's a slight difference. Thought a nigga had my back, now it's a knife in it. But now I'm back at the back like it's the ninth inning. Still got the backpack packed in the back of the camp van, taking any given chance to blaze on the white man. Son of Benjamin, born on the right hand, never losing grip, I understand who I am. Met a man to show me the right path, now I'm rooted in the truth, to rule is my plan. And I can never lose sight like an exam. Sharp as iron, I was forged by fireman. In the circle of life, how could I tire, man? I was undesired, had no one, and then I met these men and it changed how I'm living. Their words was convicting, called that a life sentence. Now I need a witness, but no, I'm not Christian. My faith in these scriptures, man, not no religion, man. It's like Tazab, and I'm with my brother Katazai. Man, you niggas too sweet like baklava. Niggas better not make a nigga bring them choppers out. Better pray for your health like the doctors out. Just be faithful.
Let's clap it up. Shalom, we are the ISPK coming out of 1 West on the 25th Street, Harlem, New York, at the Commander Junior High. And today's topic is, this is a law class, and the title to this class is Strive Lawfully. You know, because there's, you know, a lot of, you know, things, you know, in the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community where you have a lot of people that want to be leaders, right? You know, they want to be leaders, but at the same time, a lot of them are not striving lawfully. Right. Means, you know, what does it mean? Can anybody tell me what it means to strive lawfully? Matter of fact, let's pull the scripture right quick.
2 Timothy, chapter 2, verse 5. And if a man also strive for mastery.
If he strives for mastery, what does it mean to strive for mastery? What does that mean? What does the word strive mean? No, strive actually means to go ahead.
To work hard.
That is part of, yeah, that is, but it's one word that I was actually looking for.
Struggle.
That's close. Actually, to strive means to fight. Well, remember to say in the scripture, we said the men strove together. You remember you had the Egyptian and the Israelite, and they strove together. Go ahead.
Like you're right. So first definition: to devote serious effort or energy, or to struggle in opposition.
Right.
Or to contend.
Right. And see, here's the thing. You know, when it talks about, read that part again.
2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 5. And if a man also strive for mastery.
If he strive means if he does what? He struggles or fight, or that definition that you just gave. That clears it up even more. You know what I'm saying? Can you read that definition again?
Done. Definition for strive in a Webster's dictionary: to devote serious effort or energy, or second definition, to struggle in opposition.
Yeah, and any man that actually strives for mastery, he has to be doing it out of a genuine place, which actually means that, look, I can really help this situation. I can really push this agenda forward. You know what I'm saying? He actually believes that he's a highly capable man, that he's a very competent man in this matter right here.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Now, he's not striving against his brother for this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's not trying to injure his brother. He's striving, you know what I'm saying? Actually, he's putting forth this effort to become this because he knows that, you know what I'm saying? He has a good idea of how things will be. You know what I'm saying? Once he's at the top. Let me give you an example of this. Game of Thrones. When you go into the backstory of Tywin Lannister,
right?
You know what I'm saying? As you know, as brutal as a dude as he was, you know what I'm saying, and as calculating as he was, he strove for mastery. But damn, even with him being a fictional heathen, he strove lawfully because he worked up under the guy that they called the Mad King.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And the Mad King was actually insulting him, and actually because Tywin was really running the kingdom for him. You see what I'm saying? He was, you know, he was the hand of the king. He was the Mad King's right-hand man. And what did he do? He was pretty much running the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Just like Joseph was doing with Pharaoh. You see what I'm saying? Joseph strove for mastery, but he strove lawfully. He didn't strive by insulting Pharaoh. Pharaoh was a heathen.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? He didn't try to exalt himself as if he was so much better than Pharaoh or anything like that. You see what I'm saying? He just did the job, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it was that Pharaoh told him to do, you know what I'm saying? It didn't go against the laws of his God. He put all his effort towards doing it. You see what I'm saying? So that day came to where, you know what I'm saying, they're like, man, who's more wiser and more prudent than you? So we're putting you over the task of storing up all of this stuff, because according to the dream that was given about the 7 fat cows and the 7 skinny ones.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Joseph interpreted the dream, and Joseph was the man that was actually put over the task to make sure that Egypt did not starve. And then look what with Joseph being at the top, what actually happened. He created the United States of Egypt.
Right.
He unified, because Egypt wasn't like that at first.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You had the children of Pathros, from Pathrosim, brother. That was just one of the families of Mizraim. You see what I'm saying? That was just one of the families. Then you had all of these, you had like 4 or 5 other powerful families. You know what I'm saying? And they were operating independently from one another. But that wasn't what the Lord had wanted.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The Lord didn't want them really operating independently from one another. The Lord wanted to bring them together so that he can rise up a powerful nation, so that when he destroys that nation of people, that his name and fame will be spread all over the earth.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Joseph, when the famine hit, you know what I'm saying, he was the one giving out corn, because in this day, money failed. You know what I'm saying? Money failed in this day. So with money failing, that means the value of money went all the way down, and people started wanting food.
Yeah.
That's what people wanted. People wanted food. You see what I'm saying? So now what were they doing? They were giving up their lands, and the only lands that, now look how wisely Joseph operated though too, because he didn't take, you know, the land of the Egyptian priests. He didn't take theirs. You know what I'm saying? Because he had an understanding of the priesthood. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't supposed to, you know, the Levites ain't supposed to sell what they have. You ain't supposed to, you know, get it from them and then keep it and make it part of your inheritance. That's something that was given actually to the Levites and the priests. And Joseph understood the priesthood. That's the reason why he didn't take the land of the priests, even though they were heathen priests. You know what I'm saying? Which that made Joseph look great in the eyes of Pharaoh. Now, if Joseph had took the priest, you know what I'm saying, the priest land, Pharaoh probably wouldn't have stopped him. But at the same time, now being the fact that he didn't take the land of the priests, now look at how Pharaoh is actually looking at him now. He's like, damn, this who the hell is this dude?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I got to meet his father. He's like, I got to meet his father and his family. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He's thinking like that. He's like, man, look how respectful this dude is. You know what I'm saying? I give him all power to do whatever he wants. And he makes sure that he do the right thing with it. You know what I'm saying? Read that. Let's read that scripture again.
2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 5. And if a man also strive for mastery, yet he is not crowned, except he strive lawfully.
Now he might, if he strive unlawfully, he could get a crown. But see, that crown will be a corruptible crown. You see what I'm saying? Right. That'll be a corruptible crown. And you know, somebody in the scripture, which we're going to touch on that a little bit later on, was actually given. He was given a good crown, but that crown, you know what I'm saying, actually drew blood from his head. I don't mean literally, but I'm just saying, you know, because that man was a bloody man and he did not strive lawfully. He killed men that were better than himself in order to get that position. You see what I'm saying? And there's another instance of it also with Gideon's son. I want to go into that one too. You know what I'm saying? Gideon's son, Abimelech. Anybody remember him? Yeah, he's not talked about so much because he's actually a damn stain. You know what I'm saying? In the history, you know what I'm saying? But there's a lot to be learned from him though, too. You see what I'm saying? You know, also too, you know, he actually was a child of a heathen, too. The heathen mother, rather. Right. You know what I'm saying? Gideon was his father. Right. And what did he do? He killed 70 of his brothers that were better than he was. You know what I'm saying? He was a mighty dude. I mean, he kicked behind wherever he went. You know what I'm saying? He was mighty, just like Joab. Joab was real mighty too. You know what I'm saying? Joab was kicking ass everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't he? Wasn't he though? Right. You know, and with him being made the captain of the host, he was pretty much made captain of the host. For one thing, he was King David's nephew. So he had to have some position, some higher position, because he gave all of his family members some higher position. Yeah. As he was supposed to do. But Joab and his brothers, man, they knew how to kick some ass. You know what I'm saying? Got to say, and that's why all of them held such high positions, you know what I'm saying, inside the kingdom and everything. That's the other reason. You know. Right. All right. Sister, what was the question again? Let's get on that right quick. With your brother.
To know the truth and not follow it.
Yeah, I mean, to know the truth and not follow it, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be a real vexation to you. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a real bad vexation, you know, and the spirit's going to weigh on you, you know what I'm saying, real tough. You know what I'm saying? Until you finally, you know, I mean, the Most High, he knows how to break you. Right. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, to be honest with you, You might want to run the race with 2 good legs instead of with a limp, though. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. You know what I'm saying? You know, the Most High called you. He wants you. You know what I'm saying? He wants you inside the work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He wants you inside the nation. So it's, you know, here's one thing that'll end up happening too. You sitting there, you know, puffing that blunt. You know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden, fear can come over you real tough.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, it happened to me. You know what I'm saying? You know, where I said, get that. I just put the damn weed down. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because you know how, you know, you get the smoking weed and it make you think about a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
It's like if I made, I mean, that's why General Muhammad, I mean, as funny as it was, it's very, very true. He was like, you know, smoking weed is such a gay drug because you're sitting there just thinking about everything.
Right.
You're sitting there just thinking about everything and you all depressed and sad and lazy about what? Like, you know, he said such a gay drug. Just, it doesn't do nothing for you. It just makes you, I forget the word he used, but it's just like, it's such a gay drug. It just, you're just thinking about everything, all your thoughts, how you feel, how you think, like you just sound like a woman.
Right. That's because one thing, the demons is coming in at that point too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
You know, I realize, you know, sometimes staying in the house too long kind of mess with your thoughts too.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have to come out.
Just like being in jail. You know what I'm saying? Being in jail too long mess with your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Yeah, I read in sociology, he was talking about solitary confinement high.
Yeah.
You start to think wrong, you start thinking all kind of mess your head up.
Yeah, I mean, there's been situations where I heard of a situation where dude had been in solitary confinement for so long. Dude said he walked past a cell, right? And it was a guy sitting butt naked playing chess by himself. You know what I'm saying? But he said he looked at the chess pieces and the chess pieces were perfectly carved just like the game of chess that was made out of jewelry. Yeah. He made all the king, the queen, the knights, the rooks, and all of that stuff perfectly carved. I mean, perfect artwork. It just made out of duty. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And one of them had like a little corn in it. I don't know. I don't know. No, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but you know, but I mean that's the type of stuff that because it turns a lot of stuff inwardly because you don't really have an outlook on the world. So everything does what? It flips in reverse and everything just goes inwardly. You know what I'm saying? And in his mind, ain't nothing wrong with making chess pieces out of duty. In his mind. He ain't sat back thinking, man, I'm crazy no more. He ain't, you know what I'm saying? He ain't sat back and think that. You know what I'm saying? To him, this makes perfect sense. Because his whole, you know, dealings with the outside world. Everybody remember that movie with Tom Hanks, where he was trapped on that island? And his only little buddy was his only friend was that soccer ball. You know what I'm saying? He even risked his life to save that little soccer ball at one point. You know what I'm saying? It was a soccer ball. And that was his little buddy for them years that he was on that island trapped. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, you know what I'm saying? Back to the subject of the weed and everything. You know what I'm saying? When a person inhales that weed is a mind altering drug.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And any type of mind altering drug invites spirits. Right. Well, you know, the people might say, yeah, man, open up to the spirit world. You know how they say that, right? Well, they're partially right. You know what I'm saying? Because that entertains demons. Smoke always has something to do with worship. That's why the Most High, for the Levites to burn the incense and things like that. You know what I'm saying? It always has something to do with, you know what I'm saying, worship and spirits and all of that stuff. That's why, you know, witches, you know what I'm saying, a lot of the witches today of our people burn sage inside their house. But you can't find that, you know, there. But a lot of them claim to be Bible believers, though. But you don't find burning sage nowhere in the Bible, though, right?
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Where do you get that from? That comes from old voodoo stuff from down, you know what I'm saying, down south in South America and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's where that stuff comes from.
Right.
And they sit there burning sage to drive out evil spirits when the evil spirits is just following them. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Real talk. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They try to burn it. They think that the evil spirit is on that man that they sleeping with inside the house. That evil spirit is on their ass. You know what I'm saying? That's why they love the man 1 minute and ready to shoot him the next. You know what I'm saying? They want to be in a marriage 1 minute, and then they want to be out of a marriage the next minute. You know what I'm saying? Real unstable of thought. But see, they think it ain't in their mind. It ain't nothing wrong with that. It's every damn body else. You know what I'm saying? All right. Let's go to 2 Samuel, verse 20, chapter 20 and verse 10. Now, these are some of the things that Joab did on his, and he had to pay for this stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because when King David was dying and everything, he didn't do nothing to him while, you know, he was alive and everything. Actually, you know, Joab was the son of his sister, Zeruiah. You know what I'm saying? And there was no, you know, loving relationship, obviously, between the two of them. You know what I'm saying? Between King David and her. For one thing, King David most likely was younger than her. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no telling what type of stuff that she would, you know, do, you know, concerning him or whatever.
Right.
You know, who knows? Yeah, she mistreated him. And also, too, you know, just like when he referred to them, he said, "Oh, what have I to do with you, O sons of Zeruiah?" We're gonna go into that also. And then it doesn't even name them after their father, though. Y'all notice that? You ever notice that Joab and his brothers are not named after the house of their father?
Right.
They're named after her.
Yeah.
Because they're her sons, meaning what? That not only did she give birth to them, but they are like unto her. You see what I'm saying? Just like, as a matter of fact, let's go to, wait a minute, hold on. We don't, give me a second. Yeah, what have I to do with you, O sons of Zeruiah? And we're gonna see what, you know, how King David handled this situation. It was when the one Benjamite brother was throwing stones at him and everything and called him a bloody man. You know what I'm saying? Also, we're gonna go into too what are actual a curse, what curse words actually are. It should be in Samuel. Let me make sure. Yeah, it's 2 Samuel 19 and 22. Might want to take it up a little bit though. Maybe we'll take it I guess maybe about the 20th verse, 19 and 20. Think oppressors the devil, the Bible speaks.
That's right.
That's right.
Envy not the oppressor and choose none of his ways.
That's right.
That's right.
Okay, you got that? Okay. Go ahead. Let's get into it.
2 Samuel, verse 19 and 20. But thou servant does know that I have sinned. Therefore, behold, I am come the first this day of all the house of Joseph to go down to meet my Lord the King. Verse 21. But Abishai, the son of Zeruiah, answered and said, Zariah answered and said,
the son of Zeruiah. Now that's King David's brother. It's one of King David's brothers. It was Abishai and Asahel. Asahel was the one that could run real fast. He was the track star. Dang, he caught up with a horse, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Horses run miles per hour.
Was that? Yeah. Horses can hit about 40 miles per hour. Yeah, I mean, the fastest track star nowadays can hit maybe, 27 miles per hour or something like that? You know what I'm saying? He caught up with the horse. You know what I'm saying? In order for him to be running like that, and then the horses, the horse is kicking, he's moving, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He caught up with the horse. Think about that. If the horse is running 40, that means he was probably running about 50 miles per hour himself. You know what I'm saying? And they said he was light on foot as a wild roe. You know what I'm saying? And you know how deer can get up through there. You know what I'm saying? Especially if a deer spooked.
Yeah.
I mean, deer has been known for, you know what I'm saying, the hunter, if he don't hit the deer just right, you know what I'm saying, he can hit that deer, and that deer can run 10 miles before it even drops. You know what I'm saying? A lot of hunters have lost their kill just because of that. You know what I'm saying? Just because they ain't hit that deer just right. You know what I'm saying? They killed the deer, no doubt. But that last, you know what I'm saying, that last sprint, he's gone. You know what I'm saying? They even lost it 10 miles down the road, you know what I'm saying, down the, in the woods or whatever. Right, exactly. He didn't get, nabbed up by some wolves or something by that point. Okay, good.
Therefore, Zariah answered and said, shall not I be put to death for this? Because he cursed the Lord.
What is this talking about? It's talking about the Benjamite brother that, you know what I'm saying? And notice he said, should he be put to death? He straight up wanted to kill him. You know what I'm saying? What did that mean about him? He was impulsive. You know what I'm saying? And how did King David, let's keep reading, how did King David respond to this?
In verse 22, and David said, what have I to do with you, ye son of
Zeruiah.
So
he said, what have I to do with you, little sons of Zeruiah? He was grieved. He's like, man, you dudes, man, y'all trying to, curse my kingdom.
Right.
We just hauling off, just putting this man to death. There's ramifications that can happen behind this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? People already thinking bad of me, you know what I'm saying, when I ain't even did nothing wrong. I'm just establishing, you know what I'm saying, establishing the throne. And people already, there's a lot of Benjamites that was not looking too happy at King David during this time and everything, because, the translation between the house of Saul, you know what I'm saying, and the house of David. You know what I'm saying? King David also strove lawfully. You know what I'm saying? He didn't injure King Saul in no kind of way. You know what I'm saying? He didn't injure him. Matter of fact, he was actually a blessing unto him. You know what I'm saying? And the demons got on King Saul and tried to kill King David. The only way that King David actually offended slightly is when he cut off a piece of his robe. You know what I'm saying? Right. A piece of his,
it's like it was his garment, right?
Right. Piece of his garment.
He's talking about when King David was on the run.
Right.
And he was pretty much on the run, and then he pretty much cut it as simple like, look, I can find you anytime you wear.
Right. Yeah. And the Lord wasn't pleased behind that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the Lord checked King David behind doing that. So go ahead.
He used that precept when Saul wanted to kill David. He said, wicked is proceeds from the wicked. He said he want to kill Saul or something like that.
No, when it talks about wicked proceeding from the wicked, that's pretty much saying, you know what I'm saying, wicked father, wicked sons, you know what I'm saying? It'd be like Balaam and his sons.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's an old saying. And that old saying goes all the way back to ancient Babylon.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Actually, it was spoken first of, I think it was spoken first of Nimrod. You know what I'm saying? From the wicked proceeds wickedness, because Nimrod had, you know, a son also. You know what I'm saying? And his son, according to, you know, certain records, his son died in battle. But his son was more evil than him. You know what I'm saying? Nimrod's son, you know, I think his name was Merodach. You know what I'm saying? They called him Evil Merodach. Go ahead.
That's why he was so evil, because he did jealously seek the Lord.
Well, here's the thing. Now, you have kings and powerful men on the earth that raise sons that, you know, sons and daughters that were born with silver spoons in their mouths. You know what I'm saying? You know, and they lack any type of real empathy and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They run around with these cliques of evil friends that are highborn also. You see what I'm saying? Say for instance, Trump's sons. As soon as Trump got office, what did they start doing? They start poaching and killing animals every goddamn way. You see what I'm saying? Remember that? Yeah, they was running around poaching. You know what I'm saying? So that scripture, that saying, would be perfect for that. From the wicked proceed forth wickedness. You know what I'm saying? Just like also too, the scripture when they talk about the mother and the daughter. You know, as the mother is, so is the daughter, or something like that. I'm like paraphrasing that, but you know what I'm saying? It's on the same lines. Okay. Let's keep reading with the scripture.
And said, shall but I be put to death for this, because he cursed the Lord on it? And David said, what have I to do with you, ye son of
Zeruiah?
King
David thought about that situation. You know what I'm saying? And he comes to the conclusion, he's like, look, man, the Lord has sent him to curse, let him curse. Go ahead, keep moving.
That ye should this day be adversary unto me. Shall there any man be put to death this day in Israel?
Right, exactly. This is peacetime. Also, too, they wanted to kill a man during a time where it's supposed to be a time of peace, of no killing. You know what I'm saying? You know why? Because Joab and his brothers, they were killers. You know what I'm saying? They weren't just killers, they were murderers. And let's prove that. Let's go to give me a second. Okay, let's go to 2 Samuel chapter 20, and I guess we might start at about the 8th verse, maybe.
2 Samuel chapter 20, the 8th verse. When they was at the great stone, which is in Gap, at saw which before them, and Joel, Godric.
Yes, Amasa. Amasa is the name.
Of Mesa went before them, and Joel.
Now, who was Amasa? Let's clear that up right quick. Who was Amasa? Anybody know? Amasa actually was the prince of the children of Judah at that time. You know what I'm saying? He was a Judite, and he was like the chief man, because every tribe has a prince over. You know what I'm saying? Well, Amasa was the chief of the tribe of Judah. Now, Anybody know why Joab actually killed him?
No, no, I don't know, sir.
Because he figured that he was in his way. You see what I'm saying? He figured that as time went on and everything, that he might make the captain of the host. You know what I'm saying? Of King David's army, and Joab might have to take a lower seat. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
He looked at him as a threat. With Amasa, and here's the funny thing about it though, Amasa thought that him and Joab were friends. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He thought that they were friends. Go ahead.
And Joab garment that he had put on was girded unto him, and upon it a girdle with a sword fastened upon his loins.
I mean, he took the girdle, which is his war belt, and had a sword, you know what I'm saying, fastened to his loins at the time. And the thing about it is, Amasa didn't see the sword. He wasn't expecting nothing like this out of Joab. You see what I'm saying?
Huh.
You know, he thought that him and Joab were cool, were friends. That's why he had his guards down, you know. But Joab's selfish ambition and his thrive for power, right, caused him to do this ungodly thing to this man, you know what I'm saying, and to return evil for good. And then it's just bad the way that he killed him too, because he didn't even finish the guy off. Let's keep reading.
And upon his girdle, and upon a girdle with a sword fastened upon his loins, in the shield thereof.
Take your time, Mark.
And as he went forth, it fell him out.
As he went forth, it fell out, right? Go ahead.
And Joab said to
Amasa,
art thou in health?
Now he's asking the welfare of Joab. You see what I'm saying? Because they're brothers. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's like, you know, it's like, man, so how you, we like coming up to you, like, how you doing, man? You know, how's all with you, man? How's things going with you? Right? And go ahead. And then another thing too, he wasn't expecting anything coming from Joab because for one thing, they was of the same tribe, right? Both of them are the tribe of Judah. And the actual war at this time seemed to be between Judah and Benjamin. You know what I'm saying? Actually overthrowing the house of Saul, King Saul. So Asa figured he still didn't have anything to worry about concerning Joab. You know what I'm saying? Now, if it might have been Abner or somebody coming through, maybe he might have been a little bit on the suspicious side, but at the same time, too, he knows Abner was a good man also, just like him. You see what I'm saying? Even though they're on opposite sides of the fence at this point. Go ahead.
My brother. And Joab took Amasa by the beard.
Took him by the beard, right? You know, like he's going to embrace him and everything. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
With the right hand to kiss him. But Amasa took no heed to the sword that was in Joab's hand.
He did that to distract Amasa while he was plotting to kill him. Go ahead.
So he smote him therewith in the fifth rib.
In the fifth rib. Why did he smite him in the fifth rib? Now, this is something for trained killers. You know what I'm saying? Trained killers to smite a man in the fifth rib. Go ahead.
Closer to his heart or something?
And you're right. But also, it's another reason, too. You see, because, you know, he could have stabbed him anywhere else, but except for with something that he was wearing around his loins that men wore all the time. Go ahead. What was it? What was it? What is it, the thing that men wore all the time that is actually the forerunner of the belt, the sash, you know, all of that, all those different variations. Go ahead. No. Tell me what they wore. Tell me what they wore. A sister, you can answer if you know too.
I don't know, sir.
He wore. Hey, Shalom, look right. He wore the girdle. The girdle. Right. The war belt, because a war belt is actually designed to do what?
Protect your body.
Yeah, to protect it. Yeah, your stomach area, your belly button, all of that area, anywhere where somebody can stick you and make your bowels gush out.
Oh,
you see what I'm saying? So he had to stick him in the fifth rib because he had to stick him above the girdle.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You know, he had to stick him above that. That's why it would say that, yeah, he smote him in the fifth rib. That's why it would say that all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because men wore that war belt, which was actually the forerunner of the butcher's belt. You know what I'm saying? You know, I used to be a meat cutter, so you have to wear, you know, that what we call a belly guard. You know what I'm saying? And also, it's also the forerunner to the back brace. You know, the back brace that people wear around their waist and everything when they lifting weights or whatever, or lifting stuff. Right. The girdle is the father of all of that. You know what I'm saying? But back to what I was saying, that's the reason why, you know, the smoke in the fifth rib is to get up above the girdle, the war belt. Okay, go ahead, keep reading. Come on.
And shed out his bowels.
And look at it, did what?
Shed out his bowels to the ground.
Now look, think about it. How did he do that? He stuck him above the fifth rib and then he ripped it all the way across his stomach. You know what I'm saying? So that the bowels would actually fall out of Amasa. But here's the messed up thing about it though. You know, after that, man, I mean, damn, been better to finish him off. He left him to wallow in his own blood and guts and intestines and stuff. Man, that was in the middle of the road though. You know what I'm saying? That's some pretty cold-hearted stuff right there. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Where are we at?
We in second. Tell them where we at.
Second
Samuel.
Chapter 20, verse 10.
All right. And let's give us a second to find it. No, you got it. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead.
And struck him not again.
Okay, struck him not again, right? I mean, that would have been a mercy killing if he had just went in and just took him on out, man. But instead, he just left him like that. Keep going.
And he died. So Joab and
the thing about it, he didn't die immediately though. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a situation where he was still when they was a boy, he was still in the middle of the road, wallowing in his own blood and guts. He died eventually. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And so Joab and Amasa, his brother, pursued after.
Pursued who?
His brother pursued after Sheba, the son of
Bishri.
Verse 11. And one of Joab's men stood by him and said, he that favor Joab, and he that is for David, let him go after Joab.
Now look at this. You know, he lightweight put a curse upon King David's kingdom with that move. You know what I'm saying? Amasa was actually no threat to him. He only had one reason to kill Amasa, that was for his position. You know what I'm saying? He take out Amasa. Now, you know, the tribe of Judah's in a little bit of disarray because the prince is dead. You know what I'm saying? Which opened up a slot for himself to actually become the prince himself and become the captain of the host. You see what I'm saying? The subject to this class is to strive lawfully. You know what I'm saying? A man is not crowned unless he strives lawfully, if he strives for mastery. And Joab is an example of somebody that did not strive lawfully. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Verse 12. And Amasa, well in blood.
Now, see that? He didn't die immediately, right? It said he was left doing what?
Water and blood in the midst of the highway.
Wallowing in his own blood in the middle of the highway. Means he had to, it took a while for him to die. He's laid up there suffering, and he's confused because of who just killed him. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that he thought was his brother. You know what I'm saying? Who they knew one another, probably maybe their whole lives, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Because Joab was also a Judite also. And Amasa being, the prince of the children of Judah. He was actually a descendant of Nahshon. Go ahead.
And when the man saw that all the people stood still, he removed Amasa out of the highway into the field and cast a cloth upon him. When he saw that everyone that came by him stood still.
They see him wallowing in his own blood, and now he has to try and hide it and try and cover up what he had actually done. You know what I'm saying? All right, now let's go to give me a second. Now let's go to 2 Samuel chapter 3 and verse 27.
Second Samuel chapter 3 verse 27. And when Abner was returned to Hebron, Joab took him aside in the gate to speak with him.
Yeah, he took him somewhere in secret. Now look what he did to Amasa, the first time. What he did to Amasa, right? Now Abner, you know what I'm saying, is of the tribe of Benjamin. He was one of the guys that was up under King Saul. And there was no reason for him to actually really kill Abner other than the fact that, Abner had killed his brother, but at the same time, Abner kept warning him. You know what I'm saying? He kept warning him. He's like, man, look, man, turn off, man. He's like, because there's the guy that I was telling you about that could run real fast. He's like, he caught up with Abner, and Abner's like, look, man, stop following me. He's like, if you keep following me, I'm gonna have to kill you. And he kept following in hot pursuit. And Abner took his spear, you know what I'm saying? Did some kung fu theater type shit and killed him. You know what I'm saying? So in reality, there was, no real reason for Joab even to kill, Abner, other than the fact that Abner was also a threat. He was killing the prominent and chief men that he was looking at as being threatening to him. That's why he killed Amasa. And that's why he also is killing Abner. Go ahead, keep reading.
With him quietly and smote him down.
Yeah, he led him into a little place, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me holler at you right quick. And Abner went through that. He didn't think that Joab was going to do what he actually did. You know what I'm saying? And at times like this, you get to see what's really in somebody. You know what I'm saying? King David already had an idea because those were actually his nephews. He knew them their whole life. And he knew their mama, which was his sister. So he, you know, but at the same time, though, people like Abner and Amasa and everything, you know, they were thinking that Joab was cool. Go ahead.
And smote him there under the 5th rib.
And the 5th rib, another 5th rib situation. Because why? Because he had to hit him above the war belt. Because if you stick somebody's war belt, the war belts is made, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times they made out of thick cowhide. You know what I'm saying? So it's just not easy just to stab somebody. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's why he has to hit him in the 5th rib to get above the war belt. Go ahead.
That he died for the blood of Asahel, which was Joab's brother, which was also a BS reason though, for real. He killed him actually because he was a threat. And he used the situation with Asahel as an excuse for doing the evil that he wanted to do. You see what I'm saying? Somebody might strive for mastery, you know, unlawfully, and they might get it. But the Lord will use that same thing to take them the hell out. You see what I'm saying? That's right.
You know, I mean, which that eventually ended up happening to Joab. And a man that was better than him was actually placed in his position. You know what I'm saying? And that was that on that. But keep reading though.
As about his brother, verse 28, Salakia. After a while, when David heard of it, he said, I and my kingdom are guiltless before the Lord.
Yeah, because he found out about it. But here's the thing. Didn't King David still make him the captain of the host? No, he did. Joab became the captain of the host, right? Yeah, he did. You know what I'm saying? Because he knew that Joab was real mighty, you know what I'm saying, and real, real good when it came to warfare. You know, he's a war tactician, you know, and he didn't want to actually kill, you know, his sister's son. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason why he gave King Solomon that order because he knew now there was a lot of wickedness with Joab when he sided with Adoniah. When he didn't side with Absalom, but he sided with Adoniah later on. All right. Give me a second. Okay, let me find this. Okay, now let's go to Judges, chapter 8, and let's see. I guess we can start at 30, verse 30. Pink oppresses the devil, the Bible speaks of.
That's right. Judges, chapter 8, verse 30. And Gideon had 70 sons.
How many is 70? Anybody know? Anybody know what 1 score is? No. Yeah, 1 score is 20. Yeah, 1 score is 20. So if it said that he had 3 scores and 10, that makes 70. Gideon had 70 sons. That's a lot. That's an army right there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So go ahead.
And Gideon had 70 sons of his body begotten.
Right.
For he had many wives.
Right.
Verse 31. And his concubine that was in Shechem,
In Shechem.
he also.
Now, who lived in Shechem at this time? Anybody know? Heathen. There was heathens living there. Also, remember Shechem? That Simeon and Levi smoked. You know what I'm saying? That's the same city right here.
It's like the same one that because they exist.
Right.
That rate.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, the city Shechem was named after the guy that actually raped her, because he was the prince of that city, and the city was named after him. You know what I'm saying? And so now you had some Canaanites that still remained there. You know, because Simeon and Levi had killed, a whole lot of them.
Right.
And there was a big old huge war that took place after that. You know what I'm saying? But you had a remnant that was there.
Right.
Right? You had a remnant of heathens that was there. Go ahead.
Salakia, who was the Canaanites?
The Canaanites, actually, they're the children of Ham. Okay, remember Ham had 4 sons, right? Yeah, African. They're Africans also. Matter of fact, the Canaanites today, the South, like Nelson Mandela. You know what I'm saying? The ones that look Asian down in Africa, they kind of light skinned. Yeah, and they have the Asian features and all of that, right? Those are Canaanites. Actually, you know what I'm saying? Actually, Ammon and Moab, they married women that were kind of like unto them. You know what I'm saying? They had the Mongol features, and they married Canaanite women who had the Mongol features too, and they went on to become the Chinese and Japanese. You know what I'm saying? Races. No, that's Moab. Yeah, that's Moab. But they're kind of intertwined together because of Moab and Ammon married Canaanite wives. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of Canaanites had them Asian features, also. So now you have Ammon and Moab, who are the children of incest. You know what I'm saying? Who have those features. Incest was a practice among the Canaanites.
Right.
So they got with women that were like unto them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they went on to, like I said, make the Chinese and Japanese, all of them, Asian races. All right. Okay. Go ahead. But you do have many families of Canaan, though, too. You know what I'm saying? You got some that's just called Canaanites, but then you got the Sinites, the Perizzites, the Amorites. All of those are Canaanites too.
Hittites.
Yeah, the Hittites, the Hivites, the Horites. You got a lot of families of them. You know what I'm saying? And they grew to be extremely powerful on the earth. They held a lot of power for a long time. As a matter of fact, that's part of the Esau's culture. You know what I'm saying? Because Esau married Canaanite women too. You know what I'm saying? He married the women of the Horites, women that were like, people that were like unto him. Because think about it now, because blonde hair and blue eyes, that's a trait of white people also, right? And they range in color and stuff. Now think about this for a second. Now just imagine if you got Esau, who was born red, and then he marries a woman who has this gene of leprosy inside her, regardless of whether she actually looks like it at that point or not. You know what I'm saying? Because leprosy a lot of times is passed down through the genes. So now think about it for a second. He get with that type of woman, and then she ended up birthing a child, blue eyes, blonde hair. You know what I'm saying? Dark eyes, dark hair, light skin, and everything that red hair, freckles. You know what I'm saying? All of these are characteristics of all the different families of Esau. You ever notice how a lot of them look, different, like Bosnians and stuff like that. Bosnians got the big nose, you know what I'm saying? Predominantly dark hair, dark eyes. You know what I'm saying? You got the Italians and the French, but then you also got Polish, who are very, very light. You know what I'm saying? Usually light, blonde hair, you know what I'm saying, blue eyes, you know, these are the different families, you know, different characteristics that they actually have. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's go back into the scriptures.
And she also bare him a son, whose name he called
Abimelech.
Abimelech.
Anybody know where the name Abimelech actually comes from? Okay, like say for instance, you got Agag, right? Agag is the name of an Amalekite king. With the Egyptians, you got pharaohs, right? And you have to be of a specific, you know, bloodline just to really even carry those type of titles. They're titles, you know what I'm saying? Even more than they are names. Go ahead.
So like for the sister who break down who those names are, because she may not recognize those names. Like,
Oh, you mean like the titles that I was just talking about?
The titles of the nations of those names.
Oh, okay, yeah. Pharaoh.
It might sound like
Right. Okay. Pharaoh belongs to the Egyptians. You know, a lot of people say, oh no, there were white pharaohs. No, you have to be of that bloodline in order to be that. You can't be a pharaoh unless you come from. Actually, you can't even just be an Egyptian and be that. You know what I'm saying? You got to be of that seed line that come from Patrocine. You know what I'm saying? Out of Mizraim in order to be that. You see what I'm saying? Abimelech is also a title like that too, but Abimelech, that kind of went through, you know, a few different Hamite, you know, titles of renown. You know what I'm saying? Just like Melech means king, you know, or in the not version of the Hebrew, Malak. You know what I'm saying? That's king. So Abimelech is a title of renown among the Hamites. And I'm quite sure his mom probably named him that. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep going. Even though he's an Israelite, he's a Manassite. He's a modern day Cuban today.
Right. Verse 32. And
Gideon.
And Gideon, the son of Joseph, died in a good old age. And was
Is it sure that says Joseph? I don't think it says
Joash.
Joash.
Died in a good old age and was buried in the.
Now notice he judged Israel, right? So that means the children that came out of his loins were royalty. All of his sons, you know what I'm saying, were like princes and everything, right? And that's one of the reasons why this son carries the name Abimelech. And sometimes, you know, a bastard child can cause some hell of a trouble. You know what I'm saying? Or the child of a concubine. You know what I'm saying? Just like Amalek does to Esau, how he vexes the hell out of the rest of the Edomites, right? Because he is also the child of a concubine. He's the child of, you know what I'm saying? He's not a child of one of the wives. So guess what? He was raised different. You know what I'm saying? And his mom instilled in him to usurp all of his brothers, you know, and to usurp her own people too. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It was buried in the sepulchre.
It's a poultry. Go ahead.
Sepulchre of Joash, his father, in Arah.
Now notice his son waited till after Gideon died, right? Now all hell breaks loose. Which this happens a lot of the times when you deal with royalty. You know, when the king dies, it makes a power vacuum. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing, though: his sons, Gideon's other sons, wasn't even striving. Their minds wasn't even on that. You know what I'm saying? They seem to be somewhat content with their positions. But this dude, the child of the concubine, which is not even an Israelite concubine, she's a Hamite concubine. You know what I'm saying? Look what her people, watch what her people did. You know, said to him. Go ahead, keep going.
In Arah, but right, verse 33. It came to pass as soon as Gideon Gideon was dead, that the children of Israel turned again and went on after her.
Now, that's another thing that happens once a righteous judge dies that has everything together. And everybody a lot of times start doing what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no punishment that's going to come behind it. And Gideon, you know what I'm saying? Gideon was a beast. As a matter of fact, he taken and whipped some of the dudes at one point. Made scourges, made switches, like old grandma switches.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When they braid them together and tore their back. Go ahead.
Ba'alim, and made Baal
Time.
their God. Verse 32.
Right about there's another. Okay, read that part again. Read it slow. Take your time.
So where you at?
Verse 33
No. The entire place. Chapter.
of chapter 8, verse 33.
Verse.
Well,
Judges chapter 8. And we have verse 33.
Go ahead.
Baalim, and made Baal Barah their God.
Baal Berith, which is God of some Africans.
Right.
Actually, the name Baal means Lord of. You know what I'm saying? And the Berith, you know, is a place that actually belonged to the Canaanites at this time, because, you know, during this time right here when we had the judges, not everybody people didn't have their land distribution yet.
Right.
We were still pretty much sojourners at this time. You know, and as tribes was getting their lands one by one, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Tribe of Dan being the last ones to get theirs. That's why, you know, when you go into the story of Samson, you know, they still pretty much dwelling, you know, in tents at that time. Go ahead.
Verse 34. And the children of Israel remember not the Lord their God.
They took on the God of the Africans, right? So who's now really starting to, you know, control things from behind the scenes? Go ahead.
Who had delivered them out of the hand of their enemies. Who had delivered them out of the hand of all their enemies on every side. Verse 35. Neither show their kindness to the house of Jerubbaal.
Jerubbaal. Actually, that's the other name of Gideon. Gideon had two names. You know what I'm saying? Jerubbaal, that was the name that he was born with. You know what I'm saying? But he was called Gideon, you know, about an angel. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Namely Gideon, according to all the goodness which he had.
So what did they do? They pretty much turned on the house of Gideon after Gideon died. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Which he had shown unto Israel.
Keep going.
Chapter 9, verse 1. And Abdullah, the son of Jerubbaal,
Abimelech,
the son of Jerubbaal,
Jerubbaal, which is Gideon,
went to Shechem.
He went to Shechem, right? And Shechem, we just talked about Shechem. Who dwelt in Shechem?
Unto his mother, brother.
And to his mother's brethren, right? And to a bunch of Africans. Go ahead.
And commune with them, and said with all the family of the house of his mother's father.
Look at this. So now what is he doing? He's sitting in the midst of a whole bunch of them Africans, right? A bunch of his mother's people. And they pumping his head up. You know what I'm saying? It kind of sound familiar. As a matter of fact, when the native Indians was warring with each other, and you had Esau there, Esau wasn't in the battle himself at first, because they were few in number. But you know, what they would do is, you know, the losing tribe, right? Somehow they ended up backing up all the way to where the tents of Esau was at. And they would take like chief among them, you know, who wasn't the king, who wasn't the king or anything, and they'd be like, you know what? You should be king. If you was king, then this misfortune wouldn't even be happening right now. So now he go back among his own people. Now he's going back to do what? He's going back to usurp the person that is actually the king. Right. You see what I'm saying? Listening to the devil. Well, they do a similar thing right here. Boy.
Saying, chapter 2, speak, I pray you, in the ear of all the men of Shechem.
And all the men of Shechem.
Shechem.
Now, see, here's the thing. You know, they're practicing the art of fighting without fighting. You see what I'm saying? What they doing is they're actually empowering, putting a battery in the back of Joab's son because he shares some kindred with them. You see what I'm saying? He shares a blood tie with them, you know, through his mother. So these are his uncles, you know what I'm saying, and cousins and all of that, right? Go ahead. But at the same time, they know he's a Negro. Go ahead.
Whatever is better for you, either that all the sons of Jeroboam.
Now, look, they giving them this. Look at the counsel that they giving them. They figuring, is it easier that all the sons of Jeroboam, you know, rule, or just one? Now you know what he's thinking. You know what I'm saying? I want to be a king. Go ahead.
With 70 persons.
Well, what they pretty much saying is, see, look, man, it's too many of them for all of y'all to be ruling. Why don't you just rule? You know, why don't y'all just have one head? Right. And this is coming. Now think about it. Look at this. You got these heathens crowning a Hebrew to be the king of the Hebrews. You see what I'm saying? Don't that sound familiar? That stuff happens to this day. Right. Who made Martin Luther King king over black people? Go ahead. Obama. Yeah, Obama. Yeah. And all the so-called black leaders, Jesse Jackson, all of them. Right. Who put them in those positions? You know what I'm saying? Heathens put them in them positions. Right. Well, you got the same thing happening right here. Go ahead.
Or that one reigns over you. Remember also that I am your bone and your flesh.
Now he's talking this to them. He's saying, now remember this. I am your bone and your flesh. Right? So pretty much saying, you know, get behind me. You know what I'm saying? So that I can reign. Go ahead.
Verse 3. And his brother spake of him in the ear of all the men of Shechem.
Now think about this for a second, because the Canaanites at this time didn't really have the power to fight against Israel. You know, they would have got smoked. I mean, they see what Gideon did and they shriek back in fear. You know what I'm saying? They're afraid. So what do they, you know, I mean, the heathens, they know what to do when they get their clock clean. You know what I'm saying? It's just funny because blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, we do the direct damn opposite of the thing that we should do when we get our clock clean. Right. We get our clock clean, we want to integrate. Right. You know what I'm saying? When they get their clock clean, they segregate, marshal their resources, populate themselves, get stronger. You know what I'm saying? Fight little battles or whatever and take the spoil of some other, you know, group, or they make alliances and things like that. And then they come back when they at full power and everything, and they see a weakness, and then they put all their forces to attack that weakness. Right. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. That's one of the reasons why they pumping him up to do it, because he's actually an Israelite himself. Right. Go ahead.
All these words, and their heart inclined to follow Abimelech. but they said, he is our brother. Verse 4, and they gave him 70 pieces of silver out of the house of Barak.
What is it?
Barak.
Barbarith. Right.
Barbarith.
Right. Okay.
Well,
yeah, and they paid him. You know what I'm saying? Because now think about it for a second. He go in with the battery in his back and start killing his brothers and start going through all of these wars and everything. What does that cause? You know, that causes us as a nation to start to be weak. It's bad enough that we already worshiping false gods at this time. You know what I'm saying? And then you have all of this, you'll start to have all of this infighting and everything. And remember the scripture which says the stranger that is among you shall get up above you very high, and thou shalt come down very low. Well, they put the battery in his back to start that and to get that curse set in play. So go ahead.
well, with
Abimelech.
Abimelech hired vain and light person. Let's follow him.
Right. He hired vain and light persons, you know what I'm saying? Which these vain and light persons were Israelites that were, you know, they will just follow you for the money or something like that. They like, you know, they like hired hitchmen, the button men.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They don't follow you out of no real allegiance or anything. They follow you because they get paid. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It's a lot if I may, like what you're saying is very important. That's the political world.
Right.
Now,
Right.
and, the reason why, like for example, the reason why Donald Trump had the black vote is because it's all about that status.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about that money getting paid.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? And that's why so many people were in his corner, because they knew that they was going to be paid.
Yeah.
And they knew that he was going to be, you know, president soon, or do
Right.
something in power.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's all a game. It's
Right.
real. The same thing with politicians. That's like the Christians.
Right.
The Christians and the pastors, so-called black leaders, spokesmen, spokeswomen, they all backing these crooked people up because they know that they are going to get a check and get paid.
Right, exactly. And they know that Donald Trump is actually richer than vast majority of the presidents that the United States ever had.
Yeah, he grew up, he was born with money.
Yeah, yeah.
His credit score was high when he came out the womb.
Yeah, exactly. Super high. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, super high. So, you know, it's got to be high when you bragging about how you don't have to pay no taxes.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And now he's, now he's in trouble.
Right, right. But at the same time, though, you know, what does the scripture say? A rich man can, you know, say things that he ought not, and people still justify him. That's what's going on also too.
Right.
And you know, on the Trump topic, Trump does have power.
Right.
And that's what, you know, and just like what I thought that they was gonna go in there and raid his mansion for was some documents, and they ended up finding certain documents and everything inside his mansion.
Right.
But he has actually he has a lot of that militia power behind him. You know what I'm saying? And he has ties also even with Germany too, because Trump is actually a German. You know what I'm saying? He's a Nazi. Real tough. Go ahead.
Verse 5. And he went unto his father's house at Arah, and slew his brother.
You know, look at what did he do? Hold on. Go ahead.
And slew his brother, the son of Jer.
Okay, read that part again. Read that part again. Read it slow.
And he went unto his father's house.
He went to his father's house, right? He went to where his father was from, where all of his brethren dwelled. Go ahead.
At Arah, and slew his brother.
And he did what to his brothers?
And slew his brothers.
Slew his brothers means he killed them. He killed all his brothers. You know what I'm saying? What is scripture? The man's, you know, any man strive for mastery. He is not crowned unless he strive lawfully. Killing your brother is not a way to strive lawfully. And he killed men that were better than himself. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, you can be blinded by your selfish ambition. You know what I'm saying? And the only time a person should really strive for mastery is if he believes that he can greatly benefit what it is that he's going to be a master over. And also, too, another thing that he's going to have to understand is the fact that he is actually a servant to that people. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? And it's a good thing for him to actually try to, you know what I'm saying, try to appease the people that he's actually going to be a lord over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That he's going to actually have mastery over. And he's going to have to entreat them as his brothers.
That's right.
Go ahead.
And so his brother, the son of Jerubbaal,
right.
They 3 scores and 10 persons.
3 score and 10 persons. He killed all 70. His son 71. You know what I'm saying? Which they were better, even more equipped to be the rightful heirs. For one thing, you know, they mamas were Israelites.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he was an Israelite, but he was around his mama's people all of this time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And his mama's people helped pump his head up for him to do the stuff that he's doing.
Right.
But notice, they didn't put themselves directly involved with it. He didn't muster up a battle of them, did he? He mustered up a bunch of button men out of the main men of Israel and everything, you know what I'm saying, to go forth with his campaign. Go ahead.
Being 3 score and 10 persons upon one stone.
Up on one stone. He put them all up on a stone and killed them all up on that stone. You see what I'm saying? It sounds like some Amalekite stuff right there, don't it?
Right.
Why do you think the Amalekites got the name Redstone? You know what I'm saying? You know, they got the name Redstone. One thing, taking people up to the stones and killing them. Now, the Canaanites and white people are real similar in custom. That's the reason why you see the Greek statues and all of that, and they be naked, you know, stuff like that. They got that from Canaanite culture. What they did, like in Greece and all of that, they became a mixture. Because what did they do? They absorb other nations of people, and they take their place. You know what I'm saying? They're like the bodies, the real life Return of Body Snatchers. You know what I'm saying? They absorb people and they take their place. So the culture of Greek culture is actually a combination of Horite culture and Japheth's culture mixed and blended in together. You know what I'm saying? All of Zeus and all of them, they were all Canaanite gods at first. What did they do? They took them, renamed them, and put them in their image. You know what I'm saying? And that's how that happened. You know what I'm saying? That's what I say. All of the nakedness and all of that type of culture, they got that from the Canaanites.
Right.
And that's one of the reasons why, you know, even in Jerusalem, the Most High was hitting them with melanoma real bad. You know what I'm saying? Run around with no shirt on is a sin, actually.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why the most. What do you think? What do they do over in Israel? They in the Lord's land having nudist beaches and stuff like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Having nudist parties and all that kind of stuff. And the Most High hit them in that skin. You know what I'm saying? They want to show some skin. So the Most High put something on that skin to show it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he put leprosy. Melanoma is leprosy. It's a form of leprosy.
So like it's so many stories, or there's a story or two, but also too, like I mean, in the law as far as nakedness, you know, I mean, it speaks about that throughout the first 5 books of Moses.
Right, right.
But the main story that really that you know, one story that I remember studying when I first came to the truth was when I believe Ham had got cursed for looking upon Noah's nakedness.
It was actually Canaan that actually got the curse because Noah couldn't curse Ham because the Lord had already blessed Ham.
Right.
But it was Canaan the one that got cursed.
Yeah.
Right. And then the Canaanites ended up leading the world in debauchery.
So like, who was the child that actually went into Noah's tent, looking away with the sheep?
That was Shem and Japheth that did that.
Japheth,
yeah.
yes.
And they covered their father's nakedness.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They turned their head away, you know what I'm saying, and covered his nakedness with a blanket.
Right, because you know he was having a good time drinking that wine.
Right. Also, too, you got to look at the distress he was under. Also, too, because he just saw the whole world get destroyed.
Exactly.
Could you imagine the trauma that will put on your mind right there? If you imagine if you woke up one day and you come out and it was like looking at I Am Legend. Imagine the psychological effect that would have. And then think about it too. They was on that ark. People were scared to death. They was thinking that the ark might break because you're talking about water that rose up 15 cubits. A cubit is actually 1.5 feet. You know what I'm saying? Which is actually about 45 feet above the highest mountaintop. You know what I'm saying? What's the highest mountain today? Anybody know? Is it Mount Everest or something? Huh? So just imagine a flood that's 45 feet above the tip top of Mount Everest.
That's insane.
Yeah. And this is covering the whole world right here.
Right.
This is, I mean, it's destroying every dang thing. I mean, and then also too, you got to think about this element of it also. While that's going on, there's volcanoes and earthquakes going on in the seafloors at the same time, because that's how the countries got split. You know what I'm saying? The countries that like we see the map of how it looks today. Before the flood, it didn't look like that. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, because the Most High put all the water in one place and he split rivers from that. And where similar, you know how they say, well, civilization started in Africa, this and that. It couldn't have started in Africa because that's not where all the water was gathered to.
Right.
You got to follow the river in order to live. You know what I'm saying? You can't live where ain't no water at.
Right.
But you know, but just think about the trauma that Noah was going through with that. So yeah, he got buttered. You know what I'm saying? He got buttered.
Right.
And he got so gully where he ain't even put no damn clothes on. He just, you know what I'm saying? You know. And then Ham came and looked at it, you know, looked at his father's nakedness and went and told his brothers so that his brothers could dishonor him too. Yeah, and that's some evil stuff right there.
He said about it, like he laughed at joke out of his brothers.
I could imagine. I don't think it said straight up, but we can read between the lines. We already, you know what I'm saying?
You know how
we can read between the lines with that. If he went and told his brothers, he was making a joke out of it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Look at daddy. You know what I'm saying? You know? Yeah, but so you know, and Canaan was the one that caught the curse because for one thing, you ever see a situation where, like, you know, the father, but something in his son is even worse than with him. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why Noah cursed him, because he saw something in Canaan that was even worse than what was in Ham. And then also too, Canaan was also Ham's most beloved son also. You know what I'm saying? You know how the custom is to honor and love the firstborn, right? But no, you know, Ham loved his youngest. And then whatever was that was in Ham was worse in him. And they went on to become the Canaanites and ended up leading the whole world, you know what I'm saying, in all type of perversion. Go ahead.
Now instead of yet Jonathan, the youngest son of Jeroboam, was left, for he hid himself.
Yeah, it was one that was able to get away. You know what I'm saying? He hid himself and everything, but you know, from the face of his brother, because his brother was campaigning. He's trying to kill everything that even has to do with his father's house to make sure that he doesn't have any rivals at all. Right. You know what I'm saying? Or any threats left. And that's an ugly thing about actually being a king or something like that, being a high up of renown and stuff like that. That's stuff that kings have to worry about all the time. They always have to be aware of their children. Right. Because not only do they have to worry about their children trying to overthrow them, you know, whoever it is that they done made their heir, they have to get measures to protect him too. You know what I'm saying? Because they raised a lot of these aristocrat bastards, you know what I'm saying? These rich, noble dudes that, you know, and they are congregating with other rich, noble dudes of other powerful families.
Right.
And they figured, well, if we get behind this dude right here, this is our nigga right here. If we get behind him, then we gonna be in even more high up prominent positions than what we are right now. So they help him go forth in the wickedness.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Verse 7. And when they told it to Joab, he went and stood in the top of Mount Gerizim and lifted up his voice and cried and said unto them, hearken unto me, ye men of Shechem, that God may hearken unto you. Verse 8, the tree went forth on a time on a king over them.
Okay. Here's the thing. I want to skip to the point. Well, I want when Abimelech actually got destroyed. You know what I'm saying? For time's sake, it's 9 o'clock already. Well, I'm just gonna give the rundown. He was on his way campaigning right now. Remember the scripture that's in Job when it says that he causes the counselor forward to go forth headlong. I'm paraphrasing. Anybody know that? So if you go forth headlong, what happens? You end up cracking your head, right? Running into a brick wall. Well, a similar thing happened to Abimelech because he was campaigning. He was born whooping everybody, right? You know, he's so full of blood. All his men, you know what I'm saying, is mean and, you know what I'm saying, full of valor and everything. Well, he broke into his tower. A tower is the place where, you know, where women, children, the old, and the sick be at. You know what I'm saying? To keep them out of harm's way during a time of a siege or war or whatever, right? So he busted through the doors of that tower. And it was a little, you know, lady there that was, you know, like a nurse. You know what I'm saying? She saw him busting through like that, and she knew that he was going to come in and kill everybody. So what she did was she picked up a rock, you know what I'm saying, and threw it and hit him in his head. And he fell off his horse, and it cracked his skull, but he wasn't fully dead yet. And he told one of his men to go ahead and kill him and to say not that it, you know, so that it won't be said that a woman killed him. Because after doing all of that and killing that whole city and them whole villages and all of that stuff, just a woman with a rock, you know, out of her fear and her love for the old and the sick and the children that were there, threw that rock and smacked him dead in his scalp. You know what I'm saying? And thus was the end of Abimelech, the son of Jerubbaal. You know what I'm saying? The son of the Canaanite woman. With that being said, we are the ISBK coming out of 1 West on the 25th Street, Harlem, New York, and the commander, Jerry Yohana. Pay your tithes, support this truth, support the men that are out here on the battlefields fighting for you. And with that being said, I'm about to pass the class over to Priest and Officer Maccabi.
What? Amajim. Amajim, everybody. Yeah. ISUK security announcements. You know, the ISUK started at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or a sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, 8 through 10 means 10th in the Hebrew, my Asherah. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund. Free will offer for priests not mandatory. whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. We have the Feast of Tabernacles coming this Sunday, actually, October 9th, sundown, and then that's the opening. Then the closing is going to be the 12th, which is Monday, the week after. All right. So October 9th and October 12th, the opening and the closing. All right. So this Sunday coming up, right now it's the 5th, right? Yeah, so yeah, it's approaching very, very quickly. And after this, we got another high holy day or holy convocation that's going to be coming up probably the next 2 months after December, which is the Feast of Dedication. All right, that's going to end off Esau's so-called year. All right, so if anyone wants to be a trooper in the school to start wearing all black, boot, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. All right. That being said, we'll find you off the down, which means to face the east, and everybody repeats after me. All right. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanaw. Shabbat Shemayim. Kodash. Hayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Malach Wakta. Laba'ah. Ratazaka. Hayah. Aisha. Ba'aratazah. Kawah. Hayah. Bashamayim. Nathan. Lanawa. Lakum. Kol. Yawam. Masalah. Lanawa. I'm trying to break it down for y'all because it can be, very huge, tongue twister. Kawawa. Nawa. Kasala. Nawa. Kawawa. Yanawa. Wala'a. Nawa'ayanawa. Banasayawan. Abo. Hawashai. So like Hawashai Nawa. Mayan. Ra. Kaya. Lakan. Hamalakwa. Waha'alam. Watapara. La'alamya. Aman. In English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, forgive us of our debts, as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, so deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Amen. All right, bless Israel in Hebrew. Yahweh. Ba'ashem. Yahweh Shah. Barak. Lanawa. Wayasha Allah. Waha. Bayah. Safari. Barak. Rapa'ah. Magan. Hagun. Say the name of loved ones once. Everyone repeats the name once. For those on social media, if you have a loved one that you want to pray for, type their name in the chat and we will repeat it. Otherwise, for those in the classroom, y'all can go ahead and get started. Diamond. Takisha. Yeah. So once again, everybody, Takisha.
George
family. Desiree Davis. UPK, Minnesota. All UPK.
Anybody else? Yahweh. Yahweh Shah. The angels. The generals. The captains. The officers. The troopers. The sisters. The students. The children. Israelite School UPK. ISUPK Minnesota. Pronounce our young. Tarab. Amagabar. Kawanyala. Kanagabar. Kanayala. Taziyah. Go ahead. Maccabia. Taziyah. Azara. Sharab. Safar. Yapa. Kawa. Marakapa. Sister South Dakota. And so like, how you say your name? Janisha. No, it's like, say it again, sis. Janisha. Rakawana.
Rakawana.
All right. Anybody else? Let me see. Cedric Reynolds.
Cedric Reynolds.
Samantha.
Samantha.
Juan.
Juan.
All of Israel.
All of Israel.
Bashimi Awashai.
Bashimi Awashai.
The water among.
The water among.
In English, Lord, in the name of Awashai.
Lord, in the name of Awashai.
Bless us in Yasha Allah.
Bless us in Yasha Allah.
In the school.
And the school.
Bless.
Bless.
Heal.
Heal.
Shield. Protect.
Loved
ones.
Loved ones.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Bless are you, Yahweh.
Bless are you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and earth.
And all things live.
And all things live.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
The evil and curse.
The evil and curse.
Punishment and destruction.
Punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
That speak against us.
That speak against us.
Thy prophets.
The prophets.
That teach.
The
prince.
The princes.
The priests.
The priests.
The Israelite brothers.
The Israelite brothers.
In the school.
And the school.
The evil and curse.
The evil and curse.
Punishment and destruction.
Punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
And shake loose.
Shake loose.
The treasure of the rich of Israel.
The treasure of the rich of Israel.
They refuse to give to the school.
They refuse to go to this school.
Force their riches.
Force their riches.
To enter thy sanctuary.
Into the sanctuary.
To evil and curses.
To evil and curses.
And punishment and
And
destruction.
punishment and destruction.
To the Edomites.
To the Edomites.
In the nation.
To the nation.
In the drug dealers.
And the drug dealers.
The court system.
Court system.
The prison system.
Prison system.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
All the governments of our enemies.
All the governments are in it.
Amalekites, synagogues, and armies. Roman Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic Church.
The Pope.
The Pope.
Islam.
Islam.
Christianity.
Christianity.
Egyptology. Militia.
Militia.
Ku Klux Klan.
Ku Klux Klan.
Aryan Nation.
Aryan Nation.
Skinheads.
Cosmopolitan.
The gay movement.
The gay movement.
Lesbian movement.
The lesbian movement.
Spies. Workers of witchcraft.
Workers of witchcraft.
Nazi space program.
Nazi space program.
Army.
Navy.
Air Force.
Air Force.
Marine. Wall Street.
Wall Street.
Open up the internet.
Open up the internet.
And airways.
Airways.
Enable access
Able
channels.
access.
And the radio channel.
And the radio channel.
Convict the spirit.
Convict the spirit
of any of thy people.
You know, there are people
that seek to stop it.
that seek to stop it.
And bring swift destruction.
Bring swift destruction
To all the heathens.
to all the heathen.
That stand in the way.
That stand in the way.
Or try to stop it.
Try to stop it.
Or broadcast your words.
Broadcast your word.
Throughout the planet Earth.
Throughout the planet Earth.
Let loose all the plagues.
Let loose all the plagues.
Cause them to go to and fro.
Cause it goes to and fro.
Through the earth and consume them.
Through the earth and consume them.
Let the plague shake the house
Let the plague shake the house
of the thief and the murderer.
of the thief and the murderer.
Let Yahweh Shah,
Let the house shop.
Michael,
Michael.
and Gabriel
And Gabriel.
come down with the flying sauce
Come down with the fire sauce.
and punish all the heathen
And punish all the seed.
that come up against us
That come up against us.
as we speak thy word.
As they speak their word.
Cause to be known by all.
Cause it to be known by all.
That is the angels that have done
That
it.
the angels have done.
Cause it to be spread through the media
Cause it to be spread to the media.
throughout the whole world.
Throughout the whole world.
Cause it to shake at thy coming.
Cause it to shake up their coming.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
In the name of Yahweh.
Thank you always.
Thank you always.
So be it.
So be it.
Sorry, which means turn to Hebrew. All right. Men of Israel, my Shabbat, Imagine, Barak,
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Barakatah.
All right, start to the sisters, otherwise turn to the sisters. So right over left, sisters. There we go, Most High in Christ. Men in Israel, courtesy salute to the sisters. My Shabbat, Imagine, Barak, Yahweh Shema, Ka'ba Shem Yahweh Shah.
Yahweh, Shema, Alatah, Hashem, Yahweh Shah.
Hey, Master Top, /6 minutes. Hang right.